Is this a continuous exercise to probably attend to the backlog?
As at the time that publication was made, it was. But as at today, I've signed almost 7,000. Yesterday, I signed about 650. 2 days ago, I signed about 750. That's about 1,400. Right? If you add it to about 5,800, it's about 7,000 something. These were not that came as I became governor. I mean, as I became an FCT minister. Yeah. CFOs that have been there 10 years, 13 years ago. Not signed. And one of the mandates Mr. President said, look, you must create ease of doing business. Make it easy for people to be able to carry out their businesses. Having a CFO is something that will help you to improve in your businesses. Can be a collateral for you to access finance or finances, as the case may be. And when I came on board, how can you have this kind of backlog of CFOs not signed? That is killing businesses. That is making the economy not to thrive. And I said, look, no, it's not going to be done. In fact, the special advisor to Mr. President on policy, what's her name? Hadiza. She called me and said, look, my brother, the assignments have not been done. CFOs, can you help to clear this person? Just go home and sleep. You don't need to spend money on that. It is my assignment. It is my job. It is what this administration should do to enable businesses to thrive. 2010 to 2015, under Bala, under Judiciary Influence, they signed 5,000 or something.
For 5 years.
2015 to 2023, they signed about 3,000.
In 8 years.
Now in 2023 to 2024, to this January, we signed 7,000. Whose administration is making business to be easy? 13 years. 13 years signed 7,000, 8,000. Less than 2 years signed 7,000. We look at performance only on one area. We don't look at holistically. Do you know the impact of that in terms of businesses? Do you know the impact of that? And I have said, and I've told last night, there's a lot of conspiracy, sabotage in all this work. For somebody like me, it won't work. But once I identify, you're not willing to work, you're doing something to sabotage, I kick you out of the place. Last night, I took a decision to kick out 1 or 2 directors. They will hear it tomorrow. I don't give a damn. I don't care. The society, this country must move on. No one man can say he owns this country. Nobody. No one group can say they own this country than you. Nobody can say that. We all own this country. We all belong to this country. The moment I see that you don't want to work, I kick you out. Heaven will not fall. Even when heaven falls, everywhere will be at peace. So, now, what we are not doing, we are trying to say, this so-called right of all will no longer be there. You know what Nigerians do? They collect right of all. They go and look for what they will sell. The land.
Your Excellency.
You see, that's my way. Now you don't want Nigerians to get the benefit of this explanation now. Now, what was not done, okay, no more. That right of all will end. You want land? Yes. this is what you pay for the CFO. Go and pay for the CFO. You want 300 square meters, we agree. Go and pay social amount. So you won't have any opportunity again to carry it. And then we begin to go and advertise, go and pay for the CFO. No, we won't do that. You will not even have the asset to have that allocation. Enough is enough.
Gloria?
So let's delve into the politics in your state. Tensions.
Well, Your Excellency, still staying with the land
Can we
issue
exhaust
in the
all
FCT?
issues related to the FCT?
Well, certainly, I have a question for you, Your Excellency. Still staying with the land issue in the FCT. Many people have cried out that Wike is, seizing their land. Yet here you are citing that you have signed over 7,000 CFOs in less than 2 years. What particularly would you say is driving this developmental force and this sort of whirlwind of change within the land situation in the FCT?
I'm hungry for development. Mr. President, hungry for development. Mr. President, hungry for the economy to thrive. Without this, how would businessmen have access to finances? How would they be able to embark upon one thing or the other? You are killing the economy, you are killing businesses. Therefore, how do we support businesses to thrive? Is to make sure that having access to finances is made possible. And how is it made possible? Sign the certificate of occupancy they will use as collateral to have access to funds.
Now, you mentioned something about, right of occupancy and, people trying to play cunningly around it. What do you have against it, Your Excellency?
Let me tell you, why should I, when you have right of occupancy is like an allocation that you have an allocated land, but have not conferred full title on you. It's only when you have the CFO that you now have title. Now what they do, they use that right to go and begin to look for who will buy and deny us access of funds of paying for that CFO that we are supposed to now use for developmental purposes. Two, it's only when you have a CFO you can pay grand rent. Now when you don't have a CFO, you can't pay grand rent. So you are denying of the funds that we are supposed to use for development.
Your Excellency, sir,
you say you don't have question on FCT.
You talked about you have.
Moderator,
he was supposed to ask question on FCT. You said you didn't.
We're talking of revenue. You spoke about 17 billion that you got from the federal government.
That was allocated.
Yes, 17 billion. But you didn't quite tell us about, how much you got in terms of IGR, which has, really helped to do some of these projects. That's one. When we had our second discussion or third discussion, we were talking about the huge amount of money, the funds you needed to, spend on salaries alone. At that time, it was about 9 billion plus. How much is it now? And how have you been able to have a wiggle room in terms of, in spite of this huge amount you pay on salaries, to be able to do your projects?
No.
Sorry, sir, because we need also to discuss politics. Yeah. So, my colleague from
I should not answer this.
No, you will answer
So
it. Just keep it.
How will I remember? I'm not a computer.
We will remind you, sir.
Okay.
Can you add your own question on
Okay, Your Excellency, sir, I remember the last time you went to commission the facility at the court, I think the Court of Appeal premises or so.
I've never gone to commission anything.
I think the judges' quarters.
Flag off.
Flag off, sorry. You emphasize that under your administration, you work to ensure that Abuja is at par with other cities around the world. Now, we are talking about security and revenue generation. Is the FCT powerless to stop these touts who harass citizens at various junctions within the city center under the guise of revenue collection, local government, FCTA? We want to know your thoughts on
their activities and on the way to go.
All right. 2 questions. We'll start with HSK.
Can you repeat,
we're talking about revenues.
It's about revenue.
Revenues. In terms of your, internally generated revenue, you didn't quite give us the numbers from last year. Allocation you got from federal government, but internally to make you, able to do all these projects. That's one. And I spoke about the issues of salaries.
Okay. Let me take for the salaries. Before the new, the increment on the salaries of workers at this, we were around 10 billion, 11 billion. But this increment, we're now at, almost at 13 billion. So we don't get...
Monthly, sir.
That's what I'm saying, but monthly, not daily. Salaries are paid monthly, not daily. So 13 billion. Now we don't get up to 13 billion from VAT and the 1% from the federal government. So you have to augment from the IGR to be able to pay the salary because of the new wages, right? You have talked about how much I've been able to raise. I thought that shouldn't be a problem. We have been able to raise quite, by the grace of God. As the time I came, we were generating about 9 billion, 10 billion. Today, by the grace of God, we are not generating less than 25 billion a month. It is because of our aggressive revenue drive. We're generating not 10 billion. Today, we're not generating less than 25 billion. In fact, last month, we were able to generate about 40-something billion. 40-something billion. Wow. Aggressive revenue drive to be able to carry out this infrastructure. The money this revolution of the development infrastructure is not from my blood. It must be from taxes. And when taxes are not paid, how do you get development? And the one thing Nigerians, residents of Rwanda will say, if we are paying tax, are we seeing what the money is being used for? That's one question we should ask ourselves, as taxpayers. This I should pay my ground rent, I'm paying. This I should pay for my CFO, I'm paying. Am I seeing anything to justify? In your conscience, can you say that FCT is justifying the revenue or the taxes that we are paying? Yes. Yes, it's correct. They are. We can beat ourselves and say, yes, it's correct. We're doing that. But it's not enough. Every day, this person calls you, I live at Lokoguma. This person calls you, I live at Kashi. I live at so place. The road is not tied. I said, fine. How do we tie it? Oh. Help us. You are the Messiah of our time. I said, I agree. Which Messiah? Which money? Pay the tax you say you should pay. Problem. Let me tell you. When we calculated monies owed by people, I'm not talking about grand rent. I'm not talking about grand rent. I'm talking about people who have not paid for CFO. The RFO they have to enable them pay for CFO. Over 300 billion naira. If we see 300 billion naira today, you go to America, go to London and come back in 6 months, you will see that FCT is a different, total place. You will appreciate what has been done. I'm telling you, this is money to pay for CFO. Of the land you asked for and government gave you, I'm going to go and pay. I'm sorry to see the language I used, to tell how it is. I said, I've not looked at the language I used. Nobody will pay. And you carry all kinds of propaganda. And you say, go and pay for this. If you don't pay for this, we will withdraw it. It becomes a crime. It becomes blackmail, propaganda. He's trying to take our land. How many lands can you take? I did not give this. 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 15 years ago, government gave you this. You cannot go and pay for this. What kind of country are we in? What kind of country are we in? You say, you would do Bengas, for example, Bengas Arofo. So,
I'll go to court straight.
most of them arrange, they go and fight action in court, and let's keep it there. He will soon leave as the minister. That is the country you are in. People don't want anything to work well. And you are putting everything you can do that no, it must work well. People are sitting there saying it will not work well. Now, for your own question,
yes, sir.
what the central news you asked about.
I asked about the insecurity problem posed by this so-called.
Now, I also put it to you. Why do we always talk about insecurity? As if there's anywhere in this country, in this world, where it's crime free. Why not say you are doing well by reducing the level of insecurity? We don't get of any commendation. Everything you hear, oh, this tout, this, that.
No, honorable.
No, I'm coming. All over the world. Look at Donald Trump, presidential candidate before he became president-elect. Look at what happened to him. 2 times. If it was in Nigeria, you would have condemned the entire security. They don't know anything they are doing. But look how sophisticated as they are. See what happened. Now, we agree about these touts. Nobody will tell you you cannot get one crime or the other. But what was is the prevalence. And that's why we are saying, okay, by the time we finish the bus terminals and the rest of it, take for example, you can't go on the road to begin to look to people to collect money for you. If you do that, you know what you are looking for. Every loading will be on the bus and taxi at terminals. Even in that, you cannot say you will see one form of crime or the other. That's why we are human. There are people, why not ask yourself, you are doing road, good road, somebody sleeping in the night, thinking, how you going to remove the manhole to cause accident for people to die. Somebody somewhere waiting for him to bring the manhole, for him to buy, to also sell to a company that need the manhole for construction of road. Don't you ask yourself that? The security agency should be commended for what they are doing. The point I'm saying that security is a daily thing. They will continue to rate them. They continue to make sure they don't allow them any space. But the point is that you must acknowledge the fact that they are doing what they are supposed to do. They will have not achieved it 100%. And it will be difficult for anybody to tell you it will 100%.
Honorable Minister, we promise to spend time on politics. Guys, it's time for politics now. Hold your fire, please. I know you've been itching for all of that. But let's be a little bit orderly. We'll start like that and come like this. So, Gloria, fire.
All right, Your Excellency. So tensions between you and Governor Fubara, has been escalating, and the what has been escalating.
The what? I mean, the what and what?
The tensions.
Which tension?
That's what we see, and so it appears
that. What you think?
So you're going to give us your views on that, and so we're wondering, why does this conflict appear very difficult to resolve?
I'm very surprised. What is difficult to resolve? Mr. President, the sovereign of our nation, in his own wisdom, in his own fatherly way, said, look, you come, you sit down. This is the problem. I want this problem to be resolved. You go, withdraw the impeachment notice. You go, do this. You go, do this. You go, do this. You, elder, read it for everybody here. Elder read it. Do we all agree with it? Yes. Elder, what about you? Yes. We agreed. Fine. The parties went home. The assembly withdrew the impeachment notice. You now do this, do this. You did one, you did two. Then you send people to go to court to hang the other one to say, oh, people went to court. Elder, have you gone back to Mr. President? This assignment you gave, we have done one, we have done two. We're not able to do 3 and 4. Please, Mr. President, can you call us back? See whether we can find a solution to 3 and 4. Since 1 and 2 have been executed. Nothing. Nothing. The next thing you see, oh, somebody did this, somebody did that. Mr. President, in his wisdom, Mr. President, you know, sometimes when people play politics, you play politics, the president says, you come, you come, you come. You were hearing when they were saying, President, or they were political, or not constitutional. I have never seen that happen in my life. A president of a country will call people, sit them down, do this. One party goes, it's political, it's not binding, it's not constitutional. Come on, who does that? Who does that? Who does that? And then you people are talking about conflict, tension, this and that. You went and you seized assembly people money, their salaries, everything, took it. And you are running with 3-member assembly in Nigeria. All of you, journalists, appearing in your television houses, appearing, justifying.
Including the courts.
No, listen, never. You know, I have always told people, it's not Wike, it's not about Wike or who. It's not about me. But how you will tell me in a democracy, it's only in Nigeria. Okay, take it for example. You say those 27 people defected. Assuming, don't know conceding. You sit down, tell me, one person is a speaker, 2 are members, are the ones doing law for a state. And everybody sit down discussing, hey, you know, but they defected. It is, you know, I said, look, it's not my business. It's Nigerian democracy. Tomorrow it will be one person. Tomorrow it will be one. So the issue of tension, it does not exist. The tension is being created by you people who have refused because of their interest, because of their commitment. Take, for example, I say without no apologies to anybody. When I see what happens, how media will be scrolling in the bar, tarnishing images of judges, that judges collected bribe. Scrolling, even somebody gives you that news item. Assuming somebody pays you for that. Can you do that in a civilized country? But it is what is being discussed. You malign, you damage. I'm happy. The day the court gives them judgment, democracy, rule of law. The day the court does not give them judgment, the judges took bribe. Arise will be, it will be the first morning they will discuss it. And that is where we are in this country. That's where we are. Yeah. Because do you think it's Wike? Oh, I don't like Wike. It's not about Wike. It's about the country we are talking about.
Your Excellency, just to take off from there.
Yes.
It seems that, your interest politically are a little bit interesting, really, now, because even your party has two people claiming to be national secretary.
Yes.
At the state level, we have two ESCOs carrying the banner of ESCOs as well. Are you now taking this, as you have said, it's the don't-look approach?
It's the same people. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You know, when I tell people, tomorrow they blame the judiciary. Tomorrow PDP will blame the judiciary. You cannot keep your house in order. Tomorrow you go and find some media houses to say this. See how the courts are interfering. What is the problem? What is the problem? It's unfortunate they have a man, they say is a former Senate President, Wabara. So unfortunate, so unfortunate. If that man was my father, I would disown him. If it was my father, or he was related, I would have disowned him. He doesn't qualify to be. No wonder Mr. President Obasanjo made a presidential broadcast. It was under his tenure. Obasanjo made a broadcast about corruption. Presidential broadcast. That's the man leading PDP Board of Trustees. This is a man who led people, came to this is my residence. Beauty. How they want to reconcile matters. They went back to a state high court without suing INEC. INEC is a necessary party. INEC was one who observed the election, the National Convention. You went to a state and sued that the National Secretary ought to have resigned, What is the provision of the Constitution of the party? What did the Constitution say? Assuming they're not conceding that he's supposed to resign, he has to be replaced by election, not by appointment. Assuming they're not conceding. He was elected, he was not appointed. He was elected in a convention. And then you say, oh, he's no longer there. That the Southeast should bring another person. Even if Southeast will bring, will it not be by election to replace him? Will you go and bring someone and say, we have brought this person in your house, come and replace him? But that's not the point. They want an appeal. Appeal gave judgment 2-1. They filed for a stay of execution. Some governors, in their own wisdom, manipulated. No, they should not, that since, yes, a stay of execution has been filed, but it has not been granted, so let him go, let another person be. The same people, the zonal vice chairman of Southeast was removed by court. The zonal vice chairman from the Southeast was removed from court. There have not been any appeal. None has been any stay of execution. They did not even say, okay, let's implement that. That one should not be implemented. The one that should be implemented is one national secretary. Unfortunately, there was an interim order of standard. But apart from that, there was a judgment of the Federal High Court, which INEC was a party to, saying that this is the national secretary of the party. This boy, whom they now want him to be national secretary, applied to be joined in that suit. The court dismissed his application. He did not appeal against it. PDP did not appeal against that judgment up to today. You know, when you shoot yourself, these are they dig their grave, and they will enter in that grave. They say, oh, the court is doing this. You are the one digging your grave. The convention is coming this December. As right-thinking people who want their party to survive, will you not say, gentlemen, what are we really doing? The convention is December. What are we talking about? Why can't we keep our house and do this convention by December and usher in a new executive? What did they want to do? Oh no, that's when they remove Wike. None of them has what it takes. They don't have what it takes at all, not one. Be it the board of trustees, be it whatever governor you think you are. I am prepared for it. It's not a new thing. It's not a new thing for me. This is my territory. No. I've never survived without any reason. How can you see people do things? You say you love your party, and instead of you to do the right thing for your party to survive, rather you are causing more crisis in your party. Convention is December. You want to remove the national chairman. The court has given a pronouncement. The court said no. You cannot. It will be by convention that you can remove or bring any chairman. He said no. That it is zoned from it is coming from North Central. We never zoned to North Central. The zoning was North and South. But I assume you don't know conceding that North Central. You cannot bring an appointed chairman to oversee NWC that's elected. You cannot do that. You know, they say that all their problem is, oh, Wike. Look, anybody who knows me know. I have never, when I said I was not going to support their presidential candidate, I never hid it. I said I was not going to support, and I will not support. Up to today, I stand by it.
Your Excellency, let's take you back to Rivers State. Because when you were answering the question with regards to Rivers State, you sort of spoke in parables that not many people would understand.
Yes.
Now, in Rivers State, the state's exco, the state party exco, the one that many people believe is loyal to you, has been sacked by the court.
By which court?
By the court. Now, many people believe that
the
argument here, Your Excellency, is that you are slowly, not my words now, but the general notion, slowly losing political grip with regards to the PDP in your state.
That is the television you watch. It's not what we are talking about on ground. Let me tell you. You know, I've always said I don't want to talk about judiciary. But it's unfortunate you have tried to push me now to talk about state judiciary.
Carry on, Your Excellency.
The Federal High Court gave a nod for the election to take place. ANEC was a party. And directed police, they shall allow the Congress, and they took place. Now let me tell you, it's unfortunate I will say this. Who is this judge that's granting these orders? State High Court judge every day. Who is this judge? You know, I feel so bad. This was a judge I refused that when NJS recommended I will not be sworn in. Why? When the State High Court was locked up by my predecessor, this judge was the Deputy Chief Registrar of the Customary Court of Appeal, Stephen Jumbo. You remember that NJS recommended Justice Deze Okocha to be the Chief Judge of Rivers State. My predecessor refused and appointed the President of Customary Court of Appeal, Justice Agumabo, to be the Chief Judge. And NJC sanctioned him, suspended. How can you do that? Now, during that period, they used this Deputy Chief Registrar, who is now the judge, Stephen Jumbo, siphoned the funds of the judiciary when the judiciary was locked up under lock and key. I came as governor. Justice Deze Okocha became the chief judge. And we saw how monies were being shared. They divided the judges. These judges are loyal. These judges are not loyal. They were paying allowances to these judges. And they are not paying to these judges. And as they said, no, I will not allow this. I'm going to write to NJS, you cannot allow this. Justice Deze Okocha pleaded, please, allow, please, just let it. You know, sometimes you feel so bad. Pleaded. Say, please, please, please. I don't want this mess. When I see people talk, I just look at it. Now, when Dezo Kocha left, just Lomicron became. And I said, my Lord, can we allow this? He said, Your Excellency, I know it's wrong, but you see, let everybody. JSC indicted this judge, Justice Jumbo, of, look at the funds of the court. When the court was not in session, who was spending this money? When the court was left for 2 years. Who was authorizing you? There was no chief judge. So who was authorizing you to be spending this amount of money? I wrote to the NJC, I said, no, that's kind of thing. And then they said, you know what happened? This young man went to court. He lost. He went to court of appeal. And then I left office. What the president chief judge did, they now went back to say the state was not opposing the appeal. And they say, oh, the man has won court of appeal. And then they now went and swore them in. Now what they now do, every political case, they now assign it to him. Then he will be teaching out others. As far as Wike is on this side, he will dish out others. Now, that's why he gave an injunction for people not to do Congress. It's on appeal. They went back again and filed this order. Meanwhile, people are fighting in his court. He gave order that should be Congress, which we have gone on appeal. People again came back to him to fight that they were the ones who are supposed to be. You know what they did? They did not join. Of course, INEC was not. They did not join INEC. They did also join those who were elected for them to be able to defend themselves. They did not join them. They now said PDP. Now, what they did criminally, to align themselves with the legal advice of the party at the national level, who now took the processes without telling the party. And then they now went to the state high court and agreed with the plaintiffs. And they now entered judgment. Look, you just laugh. We have been writing the judge. Give us the judgment. No problem. Let us have the proceedings. No problem. You know the final court. There's an appeal court. There's Supreme Court. No problem. Give us. No problem. You've done your own part. Every time, every day, you will see one state high court. Look at another one. A matter the Court of Appeal gave that 3 people cannot sit to make law, appropriation, budget. They appealed to Supreme Court. A state high court recently by Justice Aprioku said no. 3 people can. 3 people can pass a budget, make law for the state. When the matter the Court of Appeal has given and they have appealed to Supreme Court, Justice Aprioku of the State High Court, why did he do so? A building collapsed when I was governor. His brother was the man in charge. Somebody died. And I said she should be dismissed. Yes. Now, for him, Wike dismissed his brother, who was a civil servant. Therefore, anything that comes, Wike is involved. I will do this. How can a judge of the State High Court, when the Court of Appeal has given a judgment, which they have appealed to Supreme Court, now sit down to say that the state, the government can deal with 3 people?
Your Excellency, there are more questions.
State Judiciary. Yeah. But at the end of the day, everybody will see. For me, go ahead, do whatever you want to do. But first, you're not the final court that will determine. I have no problem.
There are more questions. Sambo?
All right.
Central.
Excellency, we must thank you so much for taking time to exhaust this, because a lot of Nigerians have been waiting for that. Just very two quick questions, one at the national level and then one at the local level. You are the poster boy of the APC-led federal government at the moment now.
No, withdraw that.
I mean, we receive...
I will always want you, please, we're having a media chat.
Yes.
Use a language that
okay.
appropriate for
So I want you to talk to me as having come from the opposition. What's the problem with the PDP and opposition parties, political parties in Nigeria as regards our democratic growth and development at the moment? And then the second question is, I'm seeing some sort of subtle politics in FCT when it comes to area council with the issues of revenue collection. FCT IRS has said that in 2025, they are going to be collecting revenues for FCT area councils. But some of the local councils are not comfortable with that, saying that, PDP, APC and all of that, they are having challenges.
Aside from that,
what do you have to say?
You're talking about harmonization and not allow multiplicity of taxes. Okay. Why not allow businessmen to suffer? What are the taxes collectible by the local government? What are the taxes collectible by the FCT? Remember, every month we give to area councils 10% of every tax we collect. Every month. As the month ends, if we have 40 billion, for example, 10% goes to the area councils.
All 6.
10% goes to the area councils. So 10% of 40 billion, for example, is 4 billion. They share. Then again, we are seeing a lot of things that we take, for example, you are talking about refuse removal. You want to go and collect sanitation. We are not removing the refuse. So, we said, no, we can't allow this. Therefore, we'll collect it, we'll give a percentage, because you're not the one who is paying for the refuse. We are paying for the refuse, we are cleaning. You cannot be going to collect money. It's your duty now to also remove the refuse. But you have no capacity. So, and see how much percentage you will collect. If we don't do what we are doing, businessmen will suffer. Okay. That is that part. On the opposition, now ask yourself, opposition, are they really opposition that they should do the work of opposition? Take, for example, look at PDP. Now, Otto, let me tell you. You see Bala Mohammed shouting. Is Bala doing opposition? He's not. He knows he's not. Bala is merely saying, look, I was the one who was criticizing Tinubu's tax, this and that. It's not correct. It's not.
Question closer.
Everybody knows that. Look, do you know what's called opposition? When I was governor, could you not feel the impact of opposition in this country? Could you not feel the impact of opposition? I don't do opposition in the daytime and go in the night. I don't do that. Okay. And I wouldn't do that.
Right. So the PDP is not playing opposition? That's
look, the point I'm making is that for you to say you're playing opposition, you must strengthen your party. Okay. You must strengthen the National Working Committee. Okay. Not dividing them. Okay. Now see what they are doing. You are dividing the National Working Committee. Okay. The National Political Committee says was something, which is not true. All right. And then we are saying different things. Okay. How do you then say you are playing opposition?
Okay. So the PDP is not ready for opposition?
Not just for your own personal interest.
Okay, Your Excellency, I will just ask one from Rivers State, one from the national, PDP national. Everybody knows the relationship between you and the former governor of Rivers State, Peter Odili. When you were governor, everybody believed that you were very close. Recently, he made some remarks about you, which those who have watched this relationship believe that they were uncharitable. Is there any room for reconciliation between you and that former governor? Okay. Then secondly, the PDP is about 2 years to the general elections, and everybody expects the PDP to be a formidable opposition.
The minister has answered that.
No.
Next
You
question.
have invested in that party. Do you think the PDP can get its acts together before 2027?
Ask Bala Mohammed. Listen, let me tell you. Ask Bala.
We don't want you to waste so much.
Let me ask Bala Mohammed. When I was governor, I played a role for PDP to take over the presidency of this country. And Nigerians could attest to that. I played a role. Until when they brought thinking, they played the game they wanted to play, to take everything. I said it will choke you. And it choked them. And it will continue to choke them. If, you see, I'm a footballer. We are going for this match. And I want to win this trophy. I have to sit back. I'll call my colleagues, my team players, gentlemen, are we really ready to win this match? Can we commit ourselves we want to win this match? How do we do it? How do we do it? We should not be selfish. When we are playing, it is not about you scoring the goal. Anybody can score goal. What matters at the end of the day is that we have won the match. If we say you, we lose, then everybody have lost. 2, play all you can. Have it at the back of your mind that we are one people. We are one club. As it is today, all you have is pocket of interest. And what's that pocket of interest? Sitting somewhere, we'll deal with Wike. Who is this that will deal with Wike? Who? You know, instead of you to be focused, how do we win this? You go to a meeting, it's Wike. You go and take your bath, it's Wike. You don't eat food in your house, it's Wike. Your wife has left you, it's Wike. I mean, it's madness. Instead of you to think of, how do I progress? How do I make my party to win the election? If Wike is the problem, call that Wike, sit down with Wike. What is this problem? What is happening? Can't we sit down as a people to see that our party emerges? Okay. You say Wike is not important. Do it now. Do it and survive it.
Oh. Okay, Your Excellency, we have room for just about one question. Let me ask that last question. Let me ask that last question. Okay, the last question about
any room for reconciliation?
The last question about any room for reconciliation?
That matter, I don't want to discuss about that matter again.
Okay.
It's over. It's over. God is one who allows us to live. Okay. If God says I'll survive till tomorrow, I'll survive. If God says I won't survive, let it be so.
All right. So last question then. You have always claimed to be an Ikwere man.
Yes.
And that you are not an Igbo man.
Yes.
An Ikwere man.
Yes.
Like you.
Yes.
A well-recognized one. Former Senate President pro tempore.
Yes.
The distinguished Senator John Asuta
yes.
has just been elected as the president of Ohanese Indigo.
Yes.
A pan-Igbo social-cultural organization.
Yes.
Has that made you to be an Igbo man? Or every Ikwere man a woman?
Don't go there, no. I'm a typical unrepresentable Ihoro man, Ikwere man. I'm not an Igbo. Listen. Get it clear. I have no problem with Igbo people, and I have not had problem with them. I've associated with Igbo people. The mere fact, we're all in southeastern Nigeria. The mere fact we're in northern Nigeria doesn't make you an Hausa man. Doesn't make you a Fulani man. Doesn't make you a Kanuri person. Doesn't make you not a thief person. The mere fact that you share some similarities, the languages are close, doesn't make you that you are sorry for. I mean, what is all these things? Senator Asuta has a right to associate with whoever he wants to associate. I, as Nyesom, Wike, an unrepentable Ikwere man, an unrepentable Ihoro man, I'm not an Igbo man.
Okay, but are you happy that an Ikwere man
want to say
is Ohanese president?
Please, I'm not a member of Ohanese. So what I'm not a member, how can you tell me? I don't know what they're doing there.
He's a kinsman.
By default, now your kinsman is the chairman.
What benefit will I derive? Something I'm not a member of. You know what is there. You know why you are there. You know the benefit that will accrue to you. So, if it's going to be good, okay. But as Wike, they have spoken, and Wike have said, count us out. And where Wike is where I am. I will never, for anything, no matter the disadvantage. Some of my fellow colleagues come to tell me, don't talk on this, I say, talk on what? You know, by opposition. I say, So, because of politics, I will deny my identity. Because I'm from a minority, I will not do that one. I will never deny my identity simply because I want to be recognized, to be majority. I will not do it.
Are you happy for him?
If he's happy, why would I say I'm not happy for him? I mean, why would I say so? If that will suit you, okay. But for me, as the honorable man, as a very person, I am where I am, and I will not be. Igbos we are very close. We do things together. We have similarities in so many things. But that does not mean I should go and change my identity now. Simply because it's how I should be. Simply because I'm a politician. Oh, somebody told me yesterday, you know, you may want to president this country. I said, well, get out from here. Get out. I want the president. So what? That's why I should go and answer somebody's mother's name. I'm not.
All right, Honorable Minister, we have come to the end of today's media chat. Thank you so much. But I'll allow my colleagues to quickly maybe make their final comments. Example, no question, just final comment.
All right, Honorable Minister, we want to really thank you for what you've done. As an indigene of the FCT, I'm really super proud that we've had the minister for the very first time that actually makes a difference. And so we just urge you to...
We are from FCT?
Yeah, I'm an FCT.
You've not thanked me since.
New Central.
So keep doing the good job, actually.
It's been a delight, Honorable Minister. Anytime we sit in front of you, the questions and the answers just keeps on flowing. Thank you, Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Minister.
And of course, Gloria.
Well, we thank you, Your Excellency, for your insights. We only hope that you're making steps, to try to bridge the gaps in your party, PDP.
Yeah, we are looking forward to some commissioning this week. You have started well.
You're all invited.
Yes, and we hope also you end the year well.
Okay.
Well, Honorable Minister, we must thank you so much. It's been a pleasure and a very deliberative session.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Honorable Minister, thank you for allowing us to invade this very beautiful complex. This is the official seat of this is the official residence.
It has never been like this before.
We don't know about that. Thank you for allowing us to be part of it.